All right, everybody. So I'm out here today, and I've got a kind of a special review here today. I'm reviewing the Dragon Egg Tactical Backpack here from Direct Action. This backpack, well, let me see if I can get this camera angled away from the sun. It's been a comedy of errors out here with my, with my haphazard guerrilla filming equipment. Let me say, I will never buy another Samsung phone again. They're awful. They're absolutely awful. I almost finished the first video recording of this, and it shut off because it's, it got all this nanny stuff on it. It tells me how long I'm allowed to record, and if the battery gets too hot, it shut me off at like 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Absolutely inexcusable for our business to tell me how to work my phone like that. That's absolutely just annoying. I was right at the end of the video and it shut off. So we're going to try this again, and hopefully we'll get it right this time. Alright, so anyway, here we are with the Dragon Egg Tactical Backpack from Direct Action. And I got to say, this is one of the better bags on the market. Now I'm not going to go through everything that's on the bag. There's not much in here anyway. I just kind of have it outfitted for when I work out and stuff. Lately it's been going with me on bicycle trips to the park and stuff like that while I run. So, but I did put a few things on because I didn't see them answered in other videos of this. And I hope this audio is coming through good too. I think it will. First off, what we've got here, it's got this place to add just attachments to it, and I've been using it for some bungee cord in my helmet here. Works really well for that. All I got to do is loosen up one of these, and my helmet comes right out of there like that, and it carries pretty securely too, so I don't have to worry about leaving my helmet on my bicycle or anything like that and it getting stolen, and it carries around really well. The netting stays attached really well, and this is just some cheap netting I got off Amazon for very cheap. It was just a couple dollars, I think. Got a sun cap there. I should probably be wearing that now, but I'm not gonna. One big question I had when buying this, I really wasn't sure how big the canteen pouches were on the side. So I've put a 40-ounce clean canteen bottle in here, and as you can tell, let me unclip this. It's got a little room to spare in there, so you could probably fit something even bigger. I don't know. I don't know if a 60-ounce would fit in there or not, but I know my 40-ounce fits fine. And I don't even think most people have even a 40-ounce, so that fits really good in there. And it zips back up to fit seamlessly. Now this is the Mark I Dragon Egg. I think the Mark II doesn't have the zipper there. I think what I would like to see done down here, if anybody from Direct Action is watching, is for like this zipper to come all the way off and this pleat to come all the way out to maximize the amount of space you can get out of that bad boy. But as it is, it's really good, so I'm not too worried about it. The zippers are really sturdy. They're YKK zippers. I don't foresee them giving out on me anytime soon. They're every bit as rugged as the zippers on my Falcon 2 backpack from Expedition. We have some felt-lined material in here for for the sunglasses pouch. And let's see. Now I'm going to go a little further. Oh, we've got to talk about the MOLLE. This is some very unique MOLLE stuff I've seen here, and I really like it. It's laser cut into this heavy fabric. It's never going to fall apart, and it doesn't get snagged on everything. Now, obviously, with the bungee cord on there, the bungee cord will get snagged. But the actual MOLLE webbing, you're not going to have snags like you do with other gear, which I really like. I have problems with that sometimes. Once I'm getting way back in the woods, sometimes I have problems with, that regular MOLLE stuff getting snagged on briar bushes and barbed wire fences and stuff. You don't have to deal with that here. So now let's take a look at the admin pouch, which is one of the main reasons why I bought this bag. My Falcon 2 just did not have the compartmentalization that I needed. So you've got pen holders, and I keep a couple toothbrushes in there, in case I have to, leave town overnight suddenly or whatever. And I'm gonna outfit this bag better than it is. But I got a little pouch in here. That's where I keep the bungee strap when it's not strapped to the back. And I keep some insect repellent and stuff down here in this mesh pouch. It's got another pouch in here. And I just keep a notepad and some lock picks in case I get locked out of the house or locked out of my car or whatever. There. Let's see here. Now I just keep some tape and stuff in here, just some odds and ends. I've got Benadryl in there for my son. He's got some severe allergies that I had to keep up with. So, anyway, the admin pouch is really spacious. When it's closed, I imagine you could fit quite a bit of stuff in there, even with the admin pouches and all the mesh pockets full. So there's a lot of room in there, even besides what's filling up those pouches. And there's plenty of pouches to compartmentalize everything. Whereas in my Falcon 2, it just wasn't there. There were a couple like pen holders in one pouch. I think it was just there was nothing. And I wound up losing stuff because of it. That's the reason why I upgraded to a new bag. So now let's get in the main compartment. The main compartment here has one big mesh pouch, and I've just got some bank line and stuff in there. I'm not going to go through all this stuff. Gloves, a van brace for archery, a Shemagh. I could fit a lot of stuff in here. This is considerably, the main pouch here is considerably bigger than the main pouch on my Falcon 2. So I have more space. It's got a laptop pouch here. It is padded in there. It's got a really good padding. And you've got the paracord carry handle. I don't ever foresee myself taking that thing apart. But it's not bad. If you need it, it's there. So I'm not going to complain about that. Now let's get into the hydration pouch. And I really like how this unzips all the way on both sides. My Falcon 2 didn't do that. It just had like half that unzipped here. And sometimes it was a real pain to get the hydration pouch in the bag. So I really like the way this is set up now. I've just got a platypus bag in there, and it fits a 3-ounce platypus bag with room to spare in there really well. You've got more padding here and a double, kind of a double area, so you can carry more than one thing in here and it wouldn't cause problems. The hydration system is really well thought out. Now, something I didn't see in any other videos that I'd like to point out is that the hydration system here feeds through a little hole that runs into the main compartment and back out the top. So you can put a hydration pouch in this back part and it'll work just fine. I didn't see a lot of videos pointing that out, and it was one of the reasons why it took me a long time to pull the trigger on this bag. So don't worry about that. If that's a concern for you, it's there. Now you've got a semi-rigid plate that does a really good job of keeping weight off your back, and I've tested that out on some moderate runs, not too bad. But I'm going to get into some more distance stuff, and I'll do an update and a really detailed review of this bag then. But that rigid plate so far seems to be working really well. Now, onto the ventilation. I really like this ventilation. This ventilation system is really well thought out, and it was one of my concerns when I bought the bag, that it was going to be like my other one, where there were just these flat pieces here, and I was going to sweat under them, and they were going to be a problem. Well, they don't work that way. And one of the things I want to point out is when you get in here, and a lot of other videos didn't show this, and I hope it shows up on this cheap little camera I've got here. But you've got these ridges in here underneath the mesh, so airflow flows in from the sides too. There's very little bit of this bag in physical contact with your back at all times. Doesn't matter, as far as weight and all that stuff, it's still going to keep the weight off of you and distribute it really well. You're not going to have a problem, loading this bag down. But it does a really good job of making sure that your back stays dry. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'm a heavy sweater. And, I know it's gross, but it needs to be talked about. For my heavy sweaters out there, this is really going to be the ticket for you, let me tell you. It's one of the big selling points for this bag for me. And I've really tested this out. You get a lot of airflow back there, and you're not going to have the problems you do with other bags that just sit flat on your back. So, it's going to perform better than you think it will, just looking at it through here. Alright, so heavy-duty straps, and the material is, I want to say 500 Cordura, which is makes it considerably lighter than any of my stuff from Maxpedition. but it's just as strong. This is an incredibly strong bag. It doesn't need to be 1,000 dinar, you know, Cordura. This is every bit as strong as my other bags, and it's lighter weight. So lighter weight, good price, lots of storage, very well thought out bag. Direct action, you guys, if you're watching this, you really knocked one out of the park. One thing I want to say is for your Mark II, if you guys can at all, I'd really like to see you bring the camo patterns back, like the Kryptek and you know, the Pincock Badlands. Man, I'm really impressed with this camo. It's better than it looks on this camera. Over the camera, it tends to look a little like ACU, I noticed. But when you really get it out in the real world, it matches up with, you know, dried grass and that sort of stuff just perfectly. It's very well thought out camo, and I don't usually like digital and all the newer camo styles. So, oh, and one more thing, I'm sure you guys have seen notice the hydration tube. It doesn't come with this tube cover. I bought that separate. If you guys have a platypus bag, and you have the platypus insulation on it, that hydration tube from Hydration Tube Covers, I think it is a real pain to get on. It looks nice, it matches the bag, but man, is it tough to get on. And it's made well. I'm not knocking the tube cover at all, but you know, if you buy it, know that you're going to have to spend a few hours getting it on. I spent like 3 hours. So anyway, that's my first look at the Dragon Egg by Direct Action. And I'll probably try to get another review up with you know, better camera footage and stuff soon. If you guys could, you know, if anybody's watching this, like and subscribe, and you guys can help me get a better camera. You know, whitelist me. You know, turn off the ad blocker. I need all the help I can get at here. I want to bring you guys more reviews. I've got so much gear that I would love to share with you and share what I think, you know, of what works and what doesn't. And you know, with this camera, it's not great. So, and I'm learning as I go. I'm not a camera person, and I you know, don't tend to make a, you know, really good public speaker. But I've got a lot of experience with this stuff, and it's just high time that you know, I get some of what I know out there. I want to get you guys more gear reviews, more how-tos. But I need a camera, and for that I need you guys to like and subscribe. Okay. All right. This is me with my name's Adam with Appalachian Survival, and I'm signing out. Hopefully this camera caught it this time. I will catch you guys later.